Most employees think the corporate salary game works like this. Work hard, deliver results, wait for your boss to notice, get rewarded. That is the official story. The real story is less romantic. Companies do not pay you more because you are tired. They pay you more when your position, your timing, your visibility, or your market value gives you leverage. And once you understand that, the whole corporate salary system starts to look very different. Because in a company, your salary is not just a number. It's a negotiation between your value, your role, your manager, HR, budget cycles, salary bands, and the cost of replacing you. Welcome to the corporate salary game. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Good work matters, but good work is not always rewarded the way employees imagine. In many corporate jobs, doing your job well is treated as the baseline. It keeps the system running. It keeps your manager calm. It keeps customers from complaining. It keeps problems away from the surface. And because it works, it becomes normal. That is the first trap. The company sees your effort as operational stability. You see it as proof you deserve more money. Both can be true, but only one of those things automatically enters the compensation system. Your effort is personal. Your salary is structural. It has to pass through role levels, salary bands, annual budgets, HR rules, internal equity, manager rankings, and sometimes a committee that has never seen you work a single day. Very inspiring. Very human. Very corporate. One of the biggest career misunderstandings is this. People think companies primarily pay the person, but companies often pay the role first. Your job sits inside a box. That box has a title, a level, a salary range, a market benchmark, and an internal comparison group. You can become excellent inside that box. You can become reliable, fast, helpful, respected, and extremely useful. But if the box does not change, the salary conversation is limited. This is why someone can be a top performer and still feel underpaid. They're trying to get a different salary while staying in the same salary architecture. The hidden question is not only, am I doing good work? The better question is, am I still sitting in the same box? Because if the role is priced at one level, the company will usually resist paying you like the next level unless you can prove that your actual responsibility has already moved there. This is why career growth is not just about becoming better, it's about moving into a bigger economic box. Now let's talk about annual raises. Most employees secretly hope that the annual review will be the moment where the company finally recognizes everything. But the annual raise system is not designed to change your financial life. It's designed to control compensation across the organization. Salary budgets are planned. Managers receive limits. HR checks internal fairness. Finance checks total cost. Then performance ratings are translated into percentages, and suddenly, your year of stress, late nights, and solved problems becomes a number like 3%. Not because your work didn't matter, but because the raise pool was never built around your feelings. It was built around a spreadsheet. This is why waiting patiently for annual raises is often a slow strategy. Annual raises keep the machine stable. Career moves change the math. A promotion, a new role, a bigger scope, a scarce skill, a retention risk, or an external offer can create a different conversation. But simply doing the same job one more year usually keeps you inside the same compensation logic. So what actually increases corporate salary? Leverage. Not ego, not complaining, not being busy. Leverage. Leverage means the company has a business reason to care. You have leverage when losing you would create a problem. A project would slow down. A customer relationship would suffer. A critical process would become risky. A manager would look bad. A replacement would take months. Or the external market would pay you more somewhere else. This is the part nobody explains clearly enough. Hard work helps you become credible, but leverage makes the company pay attention. And leverage usually comes from 5 places. First, market value. What would someone else pay for your role, skills, and experience? Second, replacement cost. How painful would it be to replace you? Third, visibility.
Do the right people understand what impact you create? Fourth, business relevance. Are you close to revenue, customers, risk, cost savings, strategy, or management pain? Fifth, timing. Are you asking when the company has a reason and a budget window to say yes? That is the salary game. Not mystical, not fair, not always pleasant, but very real. And if you want more videos like this, subscribe to Corporate Truth. This channel is about how companies really work behind the official story: careers, salaries, management, incentives, politics, in the strange machines we call organizations. Now, let's get practical, because understanding the game is useful, but playing it better is the part that actually matters. A lot of good employees hate visibility. They think it means politics, self-promotion, or pretending to be more important than they are. But in corporate life, visibility is often not bragging. It is translation. Your work may be valuable, but if nobody can connect it to business impact, the system will treat it as background noise. You solved a customer issue? Translate it into retained revenue, reduced escalation, or protected relationship. You improved a process? Translate it into saved time, lower risk, fewer errors, or faster delivery. You supported a manager or team? Translate it into less operational pain and better execution. Quiet competence is beautiful, but quiet competence alone is not always expensive. The company has to understand what would become worse if your work disappeared. That is why you need an impact document. Not a novel, not a bragging brochure, a simple list before review season. What problems did I solve? Who benefited? What risk, money, time, customer issue, or process pain was affected? What responsibility am I already carrying that goes beyond my job description? This gives your manager ammunition. And in corporate life, if your manager cannot explain your value in a meeting without you in the room, your raise is already in trouble. Here's the next important move. Do not only ask for more money, ask for the next box. If you say, "Can I get a higher salary for the same role?" the company can easily answer with budget limits. But if you can show that your role has expanded, your responsibility has changed, your impact has grown, or you're ready to own a bigger problem, the conversation becomes different. You are no longer asking for charity, you are asking for alignment. The better sentence is not, "I work hard, so I want more money." The better sentence is, "My role has expanded into these areas, the impact is visible here, and I would like to discuss the right next level for this responsibility." That is a stronger corporate sentence because it speaks the language of the system: level, scope, responsibility, impact, market value. You are not just asking for a raise, you are showing that the current role description is no longer accurate. That is how you move from emotional appeal to business case, and business cases travel better through HR. Now let's talk about the external market. A company may tell you that your salary is fair. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. The market is the mirror. You don't need to quit tomorrow. You don't need to threaten your manager every 6 months. That's usually a terrible strategy. But you should know what similar roles pay outside your company. Look at salary ranges, talk to recruiters, read job postings, understand which skills are priced higher, follow what companies are hiring for. Pay transparency is making this easier. More job ads now show salary ranges, which means employees can compare internal pay against external opportunities with more information than before. This matters because your company usually knows your market value. The question is whether you do. And once you know it, you can make smarter decisions. Maybe you stay and negotiate. Maybe you move internally. Maybe you build one missing skill. Maybe you apply externally. But at least you stop guessing. Corporate loyalty without market awareness is not a strategy. It is just hope with a company email address. So what should you actually do? Here is the Corporate Truth Salary Playbook. Step 1. Find your box.
Understand your role level, salary range, promotion criteria, and market benchmark. Step 2. Move closer to money or risk. Revenue, customers, cost savings, compliance, operations, scarce skills, and strategic projects are easier to pay for than invisible effort. Step 3. Build proof. Track outcomes in business language: money, time, risk, customers, speed, quality, scale. Step 4. Increase visibility without becoming annoying. Share concise updates. Make your work easy to understand. Help your manager explain your impact. Step 5. Ask for the next role, not just the next raise. Higher pay usually needs a bigger responsibility story. Step 6. Test the market. Know what your skills are worth outside the building. Step 7. Time the conversation. After wins, after a positive review, before budgets are locked, when your responsibility has clearly expanded. This is not about becoming manipulative. It's about understanding that companies respond to structure, proof, and leverage, not just effort. The corporate salary game is not fair in the simple way people want it to be fair. The hardest worker does not automatically earn the most. The most loyal employee is not automatically protected. And the quiet hero does not always get discovered by a grateful executive walking through the office with a bag of money. Corporate salaries move when the system has a reason to move. So yes, work hard, but don't stop there. Build scarce skills, move toward important problems, make your impact visible, understand your market value, negotiate responsibility, not just salary, and remember the central rule: hard work matters, but leverage gets paid. If you want more videos about how companies really work, subscribe to Corporate Truth. This is where we explain the corporate game behind the official story.